This Pride Month, the city of Detroit plays host to a pioneering exhibition, what's thought to be the first queer international art biennial. Special correspondent Christopher Booker has that story as part of our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
In his Detroit studio, artist Tylon Sawyer works on his latest series, large-scale portraits of Black authors, including James Baldwin and Octavia Butler, on horseback.
Traditionally in art, equestrian portraits have been saved for like the rich, the high elite. I'm taking it away from the aristocracy and more or less ascribing importance to people who are writers, who are intellects.
History, race, and politics weave throughout much of Sawyer's work. Themes that he says explore what it means to be American. That includes his most recent work, called Forever Young, Pulse Nightclub 49, a collection of portraits, one for each victim of the 2016 mass shooting at a gay nightclub in Orlando.
The fact that this happened in a gay club, which is supposed to be a safe space, it just was really tragic to me and really sort of like sent shockwaves through my mind.
Sawyer, who is gay, only used the colors of the pride flag for the piece, which covers an entire wall at Gallery Camille, a contemporary gallery in Detroit's Midtown.
Yeah, it's okay to remember the tragedy in of itself, but also enjoy the beauty of who these people are. It's my goal that those two things are constantly butting up against each other.
Forever Young is one of more than 800 works, part of what organizers describe as the first ever major biennial of works by LGBTQ+ artists. Entitled I'll Be Your Mirror, Reflections of the Contemporary Queer, the biennial was produced by Mighty Real Queer Detroit, a nonprofit founded by artist and public school teacher Patrick Burton.
Not only are we celebrating with parades, we want to reflect, we want to enlighten, we want to affirm our community, we want to educate young people.
The biennial features more than 170 artists, representing over a century of queer self-expression. From early 20th century German photographer Baron von Gloeden, one of the founders of modern gay iconography, to painter Hugh Steers, who captured everyday life under the specter of AIDS in 1980s New York, to contemporary artists like Detroiter Brianne White.
Let's have that running as well.
Oliver Ragsdale Jr. is director of the Carr Center, a key Detroit Black institution, one of 11 biennial venues.
We were excited about the opportunity to show our support and recognize there are so many Black queer artists and others and to welcome them into our house.
We have shown artists who have a queer background, but not a full exhibition of this scale.
Laura Maycar manages Wayne State University's Elaine L. Jacob Gallery. She says pieces like In Darkness by Julie Schaefer, which traces Matthew Shepard's last moments using long exposure photography, have taught students about queer history.
A lot of students that I talk to, they know about the Stonewall riots, but they don't know what happened necessarily in between.
Other works, like these bricks by artist Peter McGuff, emblazoned with a homophobic slur, are intended to portray an act of defiance and resistance.
The word is something that's now just being introduced as an affirming word, a word to take back. And I know that not everyone agrees with that idea. So there's a few pieces I'm sure that might shock or possibly challenge the viewer.
The biennial is also a response to what Burton sees as a worsening political environment in this country for the queer community. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, since January, more than 500 bills targeting LGBTQ rights have been introduced in local and state legislatures.
I would say I'm a queer civil servant. I see the exhibition as a response, as a remedy, hopefully changing hearts and minds slowly, right?
We were mighty warriors. Say it loud, gay and proud. Ooh, I'm always so proud of myself when I time that with the music. Oh,
together with visual arts, the biennial includes events like The Drag Explosion, a presentation by drag queen Linda Simpson of her photography documenting New York's underground drag scene in the 1980s.
In the East Village, they were celebrating drag in sort of a tongue-in-cheek, it's so out that it's in way. And that really intrigued me because it had almost like an artsy feel to it, a sort of punk rock.
Simpson's candid photos captured the arc of this subculture through the early 90s, when it exploded into the mainstream.
The buzz was incredible.
Her work features the early years of world-famous drag queen RuPaul and more obscure figures like transgender performance artist Paige.
If Paige had wanted to, she could have blended into straight society. But Paige's loyalties were with the freaks and the outcasts and the drag queens like me.
What do you hope people take away from seeing your show?
Well, I hope they're entertained, first of all. More than anything, my slideshow pays respect to these people. We were part of a collective group.
For artist Tylon Sawyer, showing his work at the Biennial places it in dialogue with the past and future of his community.
Queer people are not all the same. An exhibition like this shows that. And it's really important for me to be a part of it because I'm not like this artist, right? But this artist isn't like me. But yet our work can sit in concert with one another, and it's beautiful, and I think it works.
An exhibition that organizers say will now become a regular fixture on Detroit's arts calendar. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Christopher Booker.